Comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning. I'm trying to find my music, guys, but it seems like everything got moved around, like I'm missing it. I don't know what happened. Like it was here 2 seconds ago. I found it. Hi. Good morning, guys. How are you? I hope you had a good weekend. Happy Labor Day. Is it Labor Day? It is. It's Labor Day because it's my birthday week. So it must be Labor Day. Yeah. Okay. My dog's birthday is tomorrow. Yeah, Tiny turns a whole 10 years old, and we're having a birthday party for him with all his little doggy friends. And it's weird because I've been so focused on doing a birthday party for a dog that I totally forgot my birthday was this week too. So good morning. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. Amazing news, guys. Amazing news. Okay, so remember we've been doing this huge giveaway, right? We're doing this huge giveaway for when we hit 3,000 watch hours. I'm going to select one very lucky subscriber randomly. I'm going to do a thing. And that lucky subscriber is going to win a custom designed comics and hoodie, and courtesy of C-Jack Productions here on YouTube, a $50 gift card for Amazon. And we are only 39 hours away from that drawing. We are closer than ever. We could hit that in like a day, okay? We could hit that in one stream. All right? So, 39 hours away. At some point this week, we will do the drawing. Right? Are we all excited? Are we? That's what I thought. We're almost to 8,000 subscribers. Seriously, 8,000 subscribers. And 39 hours away from monetization. When you hear that sound, you'll know that we've reached it. That's what I'll play. And then I'll draw the lucky winner. We are this close. We're this close. I could literally get monetized for my birthday. Like, please, please. All right, guys. With that said, let's yell good morning to the chat. I know it's a holiday and probably everyone's very busy preparing for their barbecues and whatnot. So we're probably not going to have a big chat, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll be okay. Buenos dias, Fernando. Good morning. Good morning, CEO Star Wars Non-Toxic Alliance, Taco Cat. Where you been, my friend? Missed you. Good morning, Nerdling Deranged Lunatic. Tabitha was commenting on how you're the hardest working YouTuber she knows. She has told me that for years. She said she would call me the future queen of YouTube, the hardest working person on YouTube, and I super appreciate it. It's nice to be recognized for the hard work I put in, and I certainly do try. I have been writing my breakdown for Supergirl for like 2 weeks now, so it better be good, right? I'm still writing it, I promise. And Dave got me a new notebook, so I have more things to write in. Yeah. We don't really have anything going on either, bud, other than preparing for Tiny Tot's 10th birthday bash. Anytime you have a pup, a fur baby, a dog, what have you, that reaches that milestone of 10 years, you should celebrate it. You should totally celebrate it. That's what we're gonna do. His best friends are gonna be here. His best friend Zeus, the neighbor dog, he's gonna be here. His Aunt Sadie. We're very excited. Very excited. Good morning, Nerdling First Class Backyard TARDIS! You've been busy? I bet you have. I bet you have. And I love the pictures you said. You take beautiful pictures. All right, guys. Not a whole lot. Like, I thought there was going to be a lot more leaking out from Destination D23. We got a couple things. And we have quite a bit. Oh, well, that just kind of like... Anyway, we have quite a bit about Clayface. I'm really... You remember my theory that the more leaks, tends to kind of correlate with the quality of the film. Like, the more leaks, the lower quality kind of thing. And straight out the gate, day one filming, they have a buttload of leaks. So now I have the concerns. I am still very intrigued by this movie. I'm actually kind of excited for Clayface. Like, honestly, I think he's a fascinating character. I know that the general audience isn't that aware of him, but really, the reason why the general audience isn't aware of Clayface is because studios have stuck to like 3 or 4 of Batman's villains and just done them over and over and over and over again. I know they're great villains. I'm not saying that they're not. But when you have this incredibly deep well, this insanely imaginative, creative, huge well to dip from, why are we just recycling the same scoop? We've done the Joker, we've done the Riddler, we've done Catwoman, we've done Penguin, like over and over and over again. I mean, we had Mr. Freeze once, but that was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's become this huge joke. Poison Ivy, again. Just using the same ones over and over and over again. Anytime they reboot Batman, it's the same villains. So, of course, the general audience is just not going to be aware of his existence because no one ever wants to take it on. So, I'm fascinated by it. I love the idea that we're using a villain that hasn't been done a bajillion times in live action yet. So, Drake Lutic, they could do Clayface, they could do They've done Scarecrow. In fact, Cillian Murphy played him in the Nolan movies. It's another one that's been done. And good morning, Loki. I knew as soon as I mentioned Clayface, you would pop in. Drake Lutic, are you not going to invite the dog that killed your rooster? Oh, that would be a good way to trap him, wouldn't it? Still too soon. But after I get off the stream today, I'm going to work on one of my hairs got tangled. Sorry. I'm not holding my emotional support Jim. Oh no, where is he? Oh, he's over here. He was hiding behind my cup. Say hi to Jim. Dave and I tried to do a bit with Jim once. It's on the Boba Fett breakdown. It didn't work, so we never did it again. Anyway, now he's my emotional support, Steffi, and I hold him to keep my hands out of my hair. It kind of works. And then I see a hair out of place. I'm like, I need to fix that. Okay. So anywho, let's see what headlines we have today. Again, there's not a whole lot. It's mostly just Clayface stuff. And there's a couple things that came out of Destination D23. So we have a new look at the Supergirl logo on the back of a crew jacket. Looks exactly the same. Looks the same. I don't know what's new about it other than it's the first time we're seeing it on a jacket. So, okay. You know what I didn't do? I know what I didn't do. I'm telling you, Mondays are a crazy day. I forget like half of what I'm doing. I really, really do. Are you guys excited for Supergirl? I mean, I'm kind of excited for Supergirl. There still has yet to be like a legit, real Supergirl movie. We had the Helen Slater one, but that wasn't really Supergirl. That wasn't like, that was weird, is what that was. That was completely weird. It still has a special place in my heart. It really does, because, it's like the first actual movie I saw at the movie theater, and I went with my dad. But let's face it, it's just not actually Supergirl. So this would be the first time a real Supergirl movie has been done. Good morning, Penny! Good morning! Loki says, just more curious than excited, I'll say. Fair enough. Good morning, Maria! For those of you who were not here when I announced it, we are 39 hours away from the drawing. 39 hours away from the drawing. It's crazy. It's the closest we've ever gotten. So fingers crossed. Let's keep pushing. Keep pushing. We're about to hit 8,000 subscribers too. Like a week ago, we were 7,000. My mind is just melting. Melting, I say. Deranged Lunatic Supergirl movie would be very interesting if the way she acted in Superman is any indication. See, in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, Supergirl goes to a planet with a red sun, or a galaxy, if you will. She goes like to the other end of the universe, practically. An area with a red sun where she could celebrate her 21st birthday and get hammered. And then she has to make her way back, and adventures ensue. So my question is, why was she still drunk when she got back to Earth? Like, as soon as she entered the solar system with a yellow sun, wouldn't she have sobered up? I have questions. Lots of questions. Fernando, that Supergirl movie in the 80s was weird. The villain of the movie is considered one of the best actresses ever. I know. Like, I have questions. I usually do. But I'd love to. I'm going to look around and see if there's an actual like documentary or anything on why and how the Supergirl movie with Helen Slater was made, with Faye Dunaway as some petty bitch witch. I have questions. I need to put that on a shirt. I have questions. Just curious. So anyway, there you have it. If you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about this Supergirl logo on the back of a crew jacket, drop it in the chat below. We're going to be moving on. More Clayface. We're not getting to that yet. We're getting that to the... Okay. Marvel Zombies is releasing this month. Another Marvel project I completely forgot about. Yep. Totally forgot. And it looks like it's dropping while I'm supposed to be in Oklahoma City getting my new leg. Fingers crossed that we actually get to go. It's an expensive trip for us. And knowing the love of my life, my Dave, I will never hear the end of it. So excited for that. So excited to hear about how much money we spent and lost by having to go to Oklahoma City to get my leg. Deranged Lunatic, that's okay. Pretty much everyone has forgotten about Marvel. Yeah, like, did you know Wonder Man comes out this December? I've definitely forgot about that a few times. So we've got more news about the Harry Potter series. It looks like Warwick Davis is reprising his role as Professor Phileas Flitwick. And reveals the casting for several Hogwarts students and staff members. What? But Seriously, Warwick Davis, absolute legend, irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. What? Did we think Peter Dinklage was going to take over the role? He couldn't even be bothered to actually play Toxie, the Toxic Avenger. In the movie, The Toxic Avenger, that he's supposed to be the lead on, he's just doing the voice. It's a woman who's actually taking the role, little person woman. Well, she's 4'9". She's technically midget, like me. Yeah, Luisa Guerra, I think is her name. But yeah, Peter Dinklage, he can't be, he can't lower himself to do such things. He's such a pretentious asshat. I'm so disappointed by him. So unbelievably disappointed by him. Maria, hold on, my monitor decided to turn off for a second. Is Marvel Zombies a spinoff of Zombie Strippers? Sure, we'll go there. Did I watch the original Toxic Avenger? Absolutely. Absolutely. My mother showed it to me at a very inappropriate age. I have lots of trauma. Deranged lunatic. Well, technically, my mom was a midget then because she was 4'9". I think I'm actually shorter than that. I haven't. I hate these earbuds. I haven't measured in quite some time, but I have. I have skeletal deformities that are very difficult to define. It's very rare. In fact, I have to tell you this. This is so crazy. I have to tell someone. I have lived my whole life never meeting someone else like me. With the disabilities I have, they're so rare. I was told when I was in Shriners, they'd never seen anyone else like me before. Like, they didn't even know how to handle my conditions or try to correct them because it was so incredibly rare. And then I think 2 days ago, I discovered that 10 years after me, there was another girl at Shriners, the same Shriners location, who had the exact same conditions. And we just met like yesterday, day before. It's so freaking wild. It's so wild. It's like living your whole life being an alien from another planet and never seeing anyone else of your species, and then boom, there's somebody right there who totally gets that. Nope, you're over 5 foot, honey. You're over 5 foot. We'll have to Google all the specific parameters, but there's rules. Midgets are proportioned. So midgets are their arms, legs, everything. Dwarfism, their arms and legs are shorter. So my arms and legs are actually a little shorter than they should be. Technically, I would have a form of dwarfism. But I don't. Like, I have the characteristics of it. It's very hard to describe because my mom did drugs. She's pregnant with me. So the condition I have is not like something that was handed down genetically. Something altered me in utero. So I have all these different problems that are separate. Do you know what I mean? No, nobody knows what I mean. So my right leg is missing bones, ligaments, muscle mass, bone density. My foot was clubbed straight up and down. I only had 3 toes. And by the time I was 9, my right leg was 7 inches shorter than my left. My entire skeletal system is far too small and very underdeveloped. So I have skeletal dysplasia and I have characteristics of osteogenesis imperfecta. So I'm very short. My limbs are disproportionate to my torso. And my bones are small, soft. Some of them are misshapen. I'm missing growth plates. There's a lot of weird stuff. It's a lot of weird stuff. And I never met anyone else like me in my entire life until 2 days ago. It's just blowing my mind. I had to tell somebody. Like when I showed my sister was like, "Oh my god." Like like none of us had ever seen anyone like each other before. So it's a weird thing for me to just start rambling on about, right? I'm sorry. I'm just very excited, because now, like, I have someone I can talk to who totally, totally gets it. You have absolutely no idea, and I have 4 kids. I died twice having my children. I had a very difficult time. In fact, um, my spine, when you're pregnant, your spine curves to make room, but then it goes back. Mine never went back. It just kept curving more and more, and it's caused me so many problems. And I was born with it. I was born this way. So don't do drugs when you're pregnant, ladies. Like, let's not do that because it's going to cause your kid possibly a lifetime of physical and emotional pain. But yeah, I had 4 kids and I had a very difficult time with the pregnancies. My first one killed me. Luckily, they brought me back. I now crave brains. But yeah, I have several conditions which did lead to that I was born with that did lead to ultimately 2 amputations of the same limb. And that's led to multiple secondary conditions that stem from complications from the first ones, and why my left leg is completely just shot at this point. Why I have so much difficulty getting around. So, good morning, Omari. I guess I do. Call me Catwoman. Oh, that's not how I put it. But yes, I guess you could say we have a very complicated relationship with both my parents, I would say. But weird. I did not intend for the stream to go this direction, and I apologize if it's made anyone uncomfortable. I just really, really get very upset by the way Peter Dinklage behaved. Like, you don't speak for other folks with dwarfism. You don't speak for other physically disabled people or people who have conditions like that. Hello, you don't speak for me, sir. And little people actors deserve work too. Okay? A role called from a role in Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, totally made for them. They wanted that work and you took that from them, and they were very upset by that. And to behave that way, and then, I'm too good to put on the Toxie costume, but this young woman isn't. I'd like to see how her pay shakes out compared to yours. If you're that concerned with lifting up little people actors and making sure they're respected, then I'd like to see how her pay compares to yours. Because if you're that worried about it, you'll make sure she gets the pay she deserves. You jerk. Oh, thank you, DL. You are the absolute best. Fernando, when they misbehave, do you remind them that yes, I am a mother. Isn't that my job? I'm Catholic. I was raised Catholic. Okay. We're very good at guilt. Very good at guilt. Good morning, Maverick. Beware the Batman 2013 animated series is the best Clayface. Oh. I don't think I watched that one, to be honest. Maria, he comes off as very smug. He does. He does. He's in Dexter right now, and I cannot wait to watch him die. Omari, what's Wee Man from Jackass up to? They should have asked him. I think he had a lot to say about what Peter Dinklage said. That was just rude. There he is. Good morning, Nerdling First Class contributing producer Keto. Maverick, James Bond, the man with the golden gun, is the best dwarf actor ever. That was Hervé Villechaize. You know, Deplane. Hervé, yep. Blue, blue, blue. Deranged Lunatic, my favorite line is from the movie Serenity. I aim to misbehave. Yes. Maverick says Tony Cox from Bad Santa is the best dwarf ever. Well, for me, it's Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis. He's Wicket. He filled in as R2D2. And he's Professor Flitwick, which that means he's still Professor Flitwick. Mini-Me, that was Vern Troyer. He had a lot of issues. Poor guy. And that's something that comes with being disabled. I mean, let's be honest. We live in a world that was not made for us. You know, like physically speaking or even visually speaking, and it can give you a lot of issues. I have a lot of hangups. Why do you think I'm always touching my hair? You know, that's one of it. One part of it. It's hyper awareness of how you look, how you are presented, and you tend to work very hard to fit in and make people like you. And when that doesn't work, it hurts, you know? It's a double-edged sword. It is, because you put a lot of pressure on yourself. And I know that Vern Troyer had a lot of issues with that. There's a lot of physical pain. You have chronic pain that you have to deal with however you possibly can. Everyone finds their way. Some ways are healthy, some ways are not. He wanted to be respected as a human being, as an actor. And of course, the roles you can get as an actor being that tiny was stuff like Mini-Me. So, of course, he gets recognized for his disability rather than his abilities as an actor. And yes, it made him very famous and very wealthy, but that comes with that baggage. So he had a lot of issues, poor guy. And yes, Warwick is the leprechaun also. Absolutely. Deranged Lunatic, did you ever hear Tabitha used to have dreams where she woke up and lost all her hair? Really? Oh, that's terrifying. She has amazing, amazing hair. I'm very jealous of her hair. But yeah, they're all very inspiring actors. Here, I think that's wonderful, and I'm glad they inspire you. But I want you to be very careful with that, because it can put a lot of pressure. I wish I had a really good way to explain that, because an able-bodied person doesn't exactly have a good solid frame of reference, you know? So it's hard to find a way to compare that or break it down for you to fully understand. But I've had people tell me that all the time. Like, I'm in a small area and I opened a salon. Okay. And they did a news story on me. I just wanted the story done so I could get attention for the salon and get people to come in and spend money, right? I mean, that's only natural. Guess what the first headline they used for that story was? Kicking life's challenges with one leg. I was devastated. And it was the main reason why I didn't want to do the articles, because when I've had people do articles before, like for my books and stuff, they always want to be like, I've got one leg, but that never stopped me. Like, no, that's not the cornerstone of my personality. That does not define me. It is a part of me, but it doesn't define me. It's very, very hurtful. I've never wanted to capitalize off of that. So Dave lost his mind and called the paper and like, what are you doing? So that's something that gets used a lot. And they put in there, oh, she's so inspiring, so inspiring, so inspiring. And it just feels like a lot of pressure that you always have to be inspiring, that you can never let the mask slip, that you can never allow it to break you down a little bit. We're still human. We have a human emotions, feelings, and every once in a while that burden gets too heavy and you have to put it down. So you have to be careful. Did I explain that properly? I've never really talked about this. This is a weird stream. This just got weird. Ugh. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning. I know, it was very insulting. Very insulting. Yeah. Omar, forget Clayface. Let's talk more about this. And thank you. I'm so glad I explained it properly. And for you guys who just popped in, we are 39 hours away from hitting our goal. 39 hours away from reaching our goal and doing the drawing. But if you guys have any more questions about that, let me know. I'm happy to talk about it, I guess. And we're going to talk Clayface. I will not get out of here without talking about Clayface. But yes, it is a challenging life to live. There is a very strange, I don't know how to put it, but it's like either society sees you as not disabled enough, like, well, you walk just fine. You're not disabled. Just because I'm making it look good doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, doesn't mean it's not difficult. Did you know it takes 25% more energy for an amputee, for me, just to walk than it does for someone with 2 legs? I use more energy to walk. Plus, I don't have the surface area for my body heat to escape, because not only has half my leg been removed, but now what's left is like trapped in layers of silicone, wool, and fiberglass. So we get hotter. We're at more risk for heart conditions and respiratory conditions. But there's a lot of psychological issues that go with it too. That's why I started the Belgian project that ended up dying. We got just enough funding to pay for the molding of both my legs, but nothing to do any further. But part of that was to educate people that, we're human beings, and the suicide rate for women amputees is 4% higher than it is for male amputees. Why? Because did you know prosthetics are made based on the physiography of men and not the physiography of women? Men have denser bones and more muscle and less collagen and elastin in their skin. So women report 8 times higher pain than men do with their prosthetics. And they're more disappointed with them visually, because women, we have a more complex and intimate relationship with our physical appearance. We are judged more by our physical appearance than men are. So having a leg that doesn't look like us, or an arm that doesn't look like us, or looks like a robot, is a lot more mentally and emotionally damaging than it is for men. It's crazy. And yet the medical and insurance industries, which are run by the government, okay, whether it's privatized or not, they still have to follow the rules of the government, but they don't see prosthetics as important. They don't see them as necessary to live. They see them as like a cane or a pair of crutches. So they don't care. They will not put any importance on the psychological effects that a prosthetic has on an amputee's mind. None whatsoever. They think it's just all hooey. Okay. I have been an amputee for 35 years. You think I haven't seen that? I have. I sound like Ryan Kinnell, Doogie Howser, MD. I'm very confused by that. Very confused by that. Fernando, Star Wars deserves a lot of credit for employing them for the Ewoks and Jawas. Gave them jobs. And really difficult jobs because those costumes were hot. Hot, hot, hot. They do not breathe well. A lot of drinking on set. Let's get back to it. Now I feel like I've hijacked the stream with my personal issues, but thank you for being interested. I hope you learned something today and put that to some use in the future. And don't listen to shows like Lock and Key where they show you an amputee in shorts 24/7 365. We wear human clothes just like you do, I promise. Just a little bit more challenging. So anyway, Warwick Davis is returning as Professor Flitwick because he is irreplaceable. So they said we've got more announcements on casting. Let's see who we've got. As for students, Elijah Ocean joins the cast as Half-Blood Dean Thomas, while Finn Stevens and William Nash join as Draco Malfoy's cronies, Vincent Crabbe and Gregory Goyle, respectively. Production is now underway at Warner Brothers Leavesden Studios in UK, and HBO has been slowly rolling out its expansive cast for the Wizarding World. The most recent casting announcements was for Ron Weasley's siblings Fred, George, Percy, and Ginny. Twins Tristan and Gabriel Harland will star as Fred and George. It's another Scottish Rudy. Rudy Spooner as Percy Weasley and Gracie Cochran as Ginny Weasley. Maria asks, is the proper term midgets or little people? They like being called little people. Midget is actually a medical term, midgetism, dwarfism. But it's nice to say little people. HBO's Harry Potter series is set to premiere in 2027. The production is led by showrunner and writer Francesca Gardner, his Dark Materials and Killing Eve, and director Mark Mylod. Mylod? Is it Mylod or Mylod? He's from Succession. They also serve as executive producers alongside series author J.K. Rowling, Neil Blair, Ruth Kenley Letts, and Bronte Films and TV David Heyman of Heyday Films. All right. So that's what we have for Harry Potter stuff. I'm happy to see Warwick Davis back. I love him. I think he's wonderful. His family's wonderful. His daughter Annabelle is just so incredibly sweet. So, Maria with the amazing point. Yes, girl, this better be a huge hit for all the money they spend in. They built a legit school on location, a whole school for these children to attend. And they are anticipating the confidence in them on this. They're anticipating 10 years. They want this to go on for 10 years. That's huge. That's huge. It's huge. All right, moving on. Oh, here we go. We have some dailies. I loved his Dark Materials. Daphne Keane was wonderful in that. I'd watch more. It's way better than the Golden Compass. Am I right? So here we have some shots from Lanterns. These are obviously some dailies. We've got Erin Pierre over here and Scottish woman. I can't say her name. She was in Boardwalk Empire and I absolutely love her. Why can't I say her name? Let's see. I'll just look it up. Kelly MacDonald. I always want to say McLeod. It's Kelly MacDonald. She's playing a sheriff. In fact, it is Sheriff Carey and Aaron Pierre, who is, of course, Jon Stewart, my dude. Very excited for that. So here you have it. I love the lantern here. The logo. Does that look like an apple? Like it's going through it? That's wild. So anywho, our first real shots, first real leak from lanterns, which I believe is done filming, isn't it? It was boring media. I completely agree. It was boring. And I don't feel like Nicole Kidman was a good fit for that. So anywho, if you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about the lanterns leak, leave it in the chat below. Leave it in the chat below. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get on to some Clayface before I let you all derail me again. So Eddie Marsan has been spotted on set, Clayface. We don't know who he is playing, but there he is. He is a phenomenal actor. He's really good at playing kind of a Weasley guy, but he's also really good at, you know, your unsuspecting, intimidating villain. I really, really enjoy him. Something about him reminds me of my dad. I think it's the weak chin. Anyway. Oh, wow, Danielle. Remember, don't bend your knee because it still sucks. So here he is on location. That's his face. So Eddie Marsan, there he is. And our first look at Reese Harris. What's that tattoo? Can anyone see that? It's a good looking dude. Good looking dude. And here we have after his accident. All covered up. We've got a better look, I think, up here. There we go. Brutal. Brutal. Oh, I've got high hopes for the makeup in this. He looks like Nirvana. Do you mean he looks like Kurt Cobain? A little bit. So we've got that. We've got some actual. I love doing that. I've done that and it's so fun. He should absolutely do that. So we've got footage of them making it rain on location. That's how they do that, folks. With fire hoses. Fernando, I hope Clayface is a combination of The Substance and Phantom of the Opera. That would be absolutely perfect. Perfect. Actually, I believe they are in England. Look at that. Ooh, are they filming walking into that building? Or is this B-roll? Background stuff. Let's see. We've got more. I just need to get to it. Oh, by the way, Superman crossed 610 million globally. Budget was 225. That's also kind of a who believes what number kind of thing. But you also have to remember Superman, that production had over 100 retail partners. It made up its money. Trust me. Okay, moving on. Whoops. Is that someone pooping? That's gross. That's so gross. Okay, so we have this shot of a jitter sign which says Metropolis Finest Coffee now in Gotham, new store at 232 Founders Avenue. Yeah, physical media sales are going to kick off for Superman this month in a big way. In a big way. All right, I'll tell you exactly where they're filming because they are filming in the same location, or they're using at least one of the same locations that Matt Reeves's The Batman used. But I don't think that has anything to do with their universes being in the same universe. I think it's just it looks like Gotham. It looks like Gotham. So why not use that? The building looks very much like the Gotham courthouse we've seen in every single Batman movie ever. Maverick says Batman 1989 was filmed in my school in West London Park Royal. Ooh, West London, eh? Very nice. Well, that's not helpful. This just says Ella. Let's see. Clayface is currently filming on location. Not in Missouri, I can promise you that. Okay, so they're in Liverpool. They're in Liverpool. Anywho, there's that shot. And then we have this one. This is the same location that Matt Reeves used in the Batman. And clearly it's someone pulling up in an SUV for court and being swarmed by reporters. Okay. There's that shot. We've got oh crap, what's his name again? Max Minganella. You may recognize him from The Handmaid's Tale. He was Nick. He's got a Jitters coffee cup, and look at that. Of course, Gotham is trashy and rainy. We've got the Gotham City Police Department. We got a lot of stuff at the Gotham City Police Department. Obviously, since, Clayface is the troublemaker. And we've also got newspapers. The Gotham Times. I think we've got the Gotham Herald. Also, this one is the Gotham Examiner. I'm trying to read it by tilting my head. Sorry if you can't see me. Red-handed Gotham's infamous Jimmy McKay caught. And I've got some close-ups on some of this. Hold on. Oh, by the way, St. George's, which is where, it says GCPD, do not cross. Gotham Police, Gotham News, GothamNews1.com. Let's look that up. GothamNews1.com. This website is currently not available, but it is owned by Warner Brothers. So it will be a legit. Save that website. Save that because it's going to pop up. I do not know what a scouser is. That must be some British idiom I missed. Anywho, here is the Gotham Police badge. City of Gotham Police Department, established 1820. I think Batman's going to show up. I do. I mean, it really wouldn't make sense if he didn't, or if it wasn't at least mentioned, or some kind of something, you know? He has to. Okay, so that's GCPD. So here's one of the close-ups on the newspaper. Maverick says people from Liverpool are called Scousers because the name comes from scouse, a type of hearty, cheap meat, vegetable stew that was historically eaten in the city's maritime population. Ooh. Especially sailors, the term scouse itself is shortened from lobscouse, a Scandinavian stew brought to Liverpool by sailors in the 17th and 18th centuries. We've learned something new today, guys. Scouses. You're right, Scouser. That was terrible. Anyway, so here is one of the close-ups on the newspaper. Knights secure Meteor's star player. I wonder who it was. Deranged lunatic. That sounds like something I would eat. Sounds pretty good. Dude, I make a really mean beef stew. I'm just saying. And listen, my family's favorite dinner that I make are traditional meat pies. Seriously, traditional English meat pies. Well, I guess Irish, technically, since I caramelize my onions in Guinness. But yeah, traditional classic meat pies. My family loves them. My daughter calls them my Mrs. Levitt's pies because she's morbid and I love her for it. It's part of her charm. Anyway, so the meteors are definitely a part of this world. We've got this first mention of bliss in the DCU. Bliss is a narcotic in the DC universe. Deranged lunatic. Danny, what time is dinner? We're all coming. Dude, I am quite the little cook. I do enjoy cooking, and I love cooking from scratch, and I love cooking with things that I have raised, grown, or sourced myself. I love saving money. I made venison chili 2 days ago, and I didn't spend a dime on it. Everything in it, we either hunted or grew ourselves. It was delightful. Anyway, first mention of a drug problem, bliss. Can't really quite make it out. Exclusive ignorant bliss. We take a look at the party drug that is emerging through the something exclusive page C1. So there you have it. There's that one. And then Red McCoy being held for tax evasion. Why can't I find a date in Gotham? That must be in their lifestyle section. And here is the actual slate, directed by James Watkins, director of photography Rob Hardy. Scouses love fighting. Maybe I'm a Scouser. I love meat stew, and I can throw a punch. Okay, so there's that. This is from yesterday, August 31st, 2025. All right. We've got the first, I forgot about this also. Now, I think Terry Metalis was trying to throw me, but I think it is. That might be the name of the drug he was selling, Bliss. You might be right. I think you're right. The red mushroom stuff. Maybe it is called Vision Quest. I think Terry was trying to throw me off when I asked him. because he said, "What's a Vision Quest?" So maybe it is called Vision Quest, and I was wrong. He wanted me to believe that. So I forgot I had this. There's the first logo. It's a crew shirt laying on a chair. All right. Oh! I also forgot there is a rumor, because it's coming from Daniel RPK. You have to take it with a grain of salt. It's always rumor until it comes out from the actual studio that Millie Alcock is going to be Omega in AHSOKA. Omega. She's going to be Omega. I want to hear if she could do a Kiwi accent. That's all I'm saying. So that's a really big role. That is an insanely huge role for her to take on, with her being one of the leaders of the DCU. This is going to be real interesting. Okay, guys. Things are about to get really interesting. Are they going to like start fighting over actors? She is. She's a pretty young actress. Yeah, Omega from the Bad Batch. The rumor is she is going to show up in AHSOKA season 2, played by Millie Alcock, who is Supergirl. So, it'd be very, very interesting to see how this goes. Are they trying to poach actors from each other? I would love to see it. I want to see some battling between these studios. I want to, because competition breeds ingenuity and creativity. We win, okay? If the studios start actually battling each other, it's the audience that wins. You got to watch The Bad Batch. She's basically female Boba Fett. She's a female clone. You hate the Kiwi accent? I love the Kiwi accent. It is my favorite. Been working on it for years. Deranged Lunatic, that's what they used to do in the old days. Studios would try to poach each other's actors. Exactly. And I'm here for it because, again, competition breeds creativity and ingenuity. They got to work for it. They need to work for our attention. They need to earn it. Let's go. Also, another thing I forgot. Why did that happen? I guess I accidentally clicked it. This poster came out from Destination D23. I know I'm all over the place today, but blame Twitter because they messed up the order of my bookmarks. Yes, Backyard TARDIS. The Kiwi accent is great. This is a very lame poster, in my opinion. Maybe it was a last minute thing they threw together for Destination D23. But you've got Dr. Doom over here, and apparently he is fighting everyone that's over here. And I was able to recognize every single one of them except one. Like, not her, but I think maybe him. You've got Beast, Thor, Mr. Fantastic, who's clearly front and center here. Like, you notice that he's the only one who's looking directly at us. Everyone else is looking at Doom. Captain America. So, Captain America confirmed. Winter Soldier. Hold on, I'm trying to get really close here. Oh, M'Baku. That is Mystique. That's M'Baku. Sue Storm. Johnny Storm. Nightcrawler. Yelena. Magneto. Thing. Gambit. Loki. Red Guardian. Is that Hawkeye? There's so many, and I needed a more zoomed in picture. But anyway, there's Eliath in the upper right corner up above Doom. It's not a very good quality poster. It definitely looks like something that they just threw together last minute. But again, those were before there was any real competition. And he wasn't on some like multi-picture deal with either of them. Yes, Zachary Levi was in Thor for one picture. These see again, that was a side character. That was a side character. And Jonah Hex, that is not a part of the DCU. They were not a full connected franchise. Again, you're missing. That was 2003 Daredevil before it was MCU. My point is, Omega is a huge character in the Star Wars universe, and Star Wars is doing the connected thing. Supergirl is one of the first characters being introduced in the new DCU franchise. She's going to be like a cornerstone of that franchise. You're talking now about people, actors, characters who will be keystone pieces of connected universes. Those other actors were not a part of a connected universe. Shazam was a part of the DCEU, which is now gone. And he only did the one Thor movie as basically a background character. Now we're talking about actually poaching characters that are important, that connect these universes. That's what we need. Doing a movie 30 something years ago and then doing another movie for another, that's not what I'm talking about. They're not going to care about Ben Affleck having done that Daredevil movie in 2003 that didn't make any money. And he's not Batman anymore. So it doesn't matter. But this poster, it just feels like something they threw together last minute for D23 or Destination D23. But they did talk about some stuff. We got the Russos with Paul Rudd. I am absolutely on Instagram. I am on every single social media platform. If you want all those links, all you have to do is go to my website and it's all there. I'm even on Amazon. You can follow me on Amazon. Absolutely. So there was that too. Where are we at? I want to get back to Clayface because I know I had more stuff and that's supposed to be our main topic and I keep getting distracted because Twitter likes to reorganize my shit. So 7 locations across Liverpool are being used for scenes for Clayface, one of which is St. George's Hall, which was used in Batman 2022. Now, the people who are clamoring for Clayface to, or the Batman to be a part of the DCU are going nuts with this. They're running crazy with it. But let's be honest. Okay? It just looks like Gotham. Maybe they were like, that's a great location. That looks like Gotham. We should use that. Or is Clayface in the Batman, in the Reeves verse? That is very possible. I'm just saying. It's possible that Clayface is in Battinson's universe. That it's not part of the greater DCU, but it's in Battinson's universe. Matt Reeves is one of the producers, so it would make sense. Right? I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a nice change of pace and introduce the general audience to just at least one more of Batman's amazing rogues gallery. Oh, yeah. That's on my list. That's next. I'm doing Franklin Richards next. I have to finish writing Supergirl and record it, and then I'll start writing Franklin Richards. I promise. It just takes me a minute because it's a lot of work and I don't want to get things wrong. So it takes me a while, but I appreciate the patience and the enthusiasm. Thank you very much. But I mean, really, that's all I had for you guys today. What do you think? Do you think Clayface is taking place in Reeves' universe? Or is it another Elseworlds, like floating out there, not connected to anything? Leave in the chat below. Leave a comment. Let me know about that. If you would like to do me a favor, okay, we are 39 hours away from our goal. We're going to hit 8,000 subscribers in the next couple of days, and the channel's not monetized. It just blows my mind. But we're 39 hours away from being able to do that. So give me a like, leave a comment. That's really important. You've got to leave comments because it's all engagement driven. Leave a comment, share a video or two, spread the word. Let's get monetized by my birthday. My birthday is Sunday. So let's get this rolling by then. It'll be the best birthday present ever. I'm going to be 45. I don't like thinking about it too much. So anyway, help support the channel. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you're new, and make sure your notification bell is rung so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more nerdy nonsense. But if you would like to help support the channel in other ways, thank you. I need all the help I can get. I got to pay for the internet for it. Then I've got the streaming software, the editing software, the ability to go live on different platforms, licensing, and I've got to get to Oklahoma City by the end of the month so I can get a new leg. Literally yesterday, my leg fell off in the backyard and I fell, and I had to sit there and yell for my son to come get me. I'm not kidding. It's humiliating, but my leg doesn't fit anymore. And the only place I trust to go get new ones is 8-hour drive away in Oklahoma City. And I'm not monetized. So it does put kind of a wrench in the works. So there's that. I'm also not going to be here Wednesday. I have a procedure I'm having done in the morning. Just not that serious, but something to help me deal with pain. So Wednesday morning, I'm not going to be here. But if you would like to help chip in to keep this thing rolling, help me get to Oklahoma City to get my new leg, you can scan that QR code right there. It takes you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua, and you can tip as little or as much as you can to help this thing continue to grow. It is a very secure website. There are several options, but if that doesn't work for you, if you're more comfortable with Cash App, I do have that as well. $DanielleSoncasie. There's also the official Nerdling Army over at patreon.com/comics. And we have 3 different tiers starting as little as $3 a month, where you get exclusive access to things like exclusive content, early access, exclusive chats, including the request line, which that always gets priority. You get your name at the end of every single video. You become a moderator of the channel depending on your tier, and you get free merch every 3 months for the first year of your membership. So check out patreon.com/comics and for more exclusive perks and to help support the channel. There's also my merch store at comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. And by the way, all of this is in the description below. I'm an Amazon influencer. So go follow my Amazon page. If you need anything off Amazon, go there first, see if I have it, order it through there. I'm an affiliate for several different companies like these, all in the chat below. And if you missed any of these links or you didn't find them in the description, go to it's not a slash, it's a dash, comics-and.com for everything. All the different ways you can support the channel. My Belgium project that I was talking about this morning. All my platforms, my reviews, my gallery. It's all there at comics. blah, 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 blah. Words are hard. Comics-and.com. So check that out. This podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to like more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So go to red5.bio.link today to discover more of the Red 5 family. What do we got? Ta-da! Maria, I hope the casual fans don't get confused. Yeah, that's why he said he only wanted to do one universe, and yet here we are. Penny, I sent my boys' birthday checks. What? That's so kind of you. That's so kind of you. I don't know if you still have the address from the package I sent you there. I don't know what to say. That's so thoughtful. Thank you. Deranged Lunatic, when you get your new leg, you're going to kick ass and take names. If I get my new leg. If I get it. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But that's all I got, guys. You guys are the best. You take care. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And remember, keep your eyes peeled, okay?
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!
No.